Halloween, and welcome to Spooky Sepulture, a 5-day series discussing unusual burial practices around the world. Today we will be discussing endocannibalism, the mortuary ritual of consuming the deceased. Particularly, we will be observing the Wari practice of endocannibalism in the state of Rondônia, Brazil. The Wari are an indigenous population of about 1,500 or more people that live deep in the rainforest. It is important to note that they are an extremely isolated population, so their culture differs drastically from modern ways of living. This will also explain why I have limited photos of the people themselves. The Wari see the world through their own lens. When it comes to the body, they believe that a person's personality is formed through a bodily essence. A person is a process that is ever transforming. So, the Wari people believe that when a person passes, the essence of who they are remains. The body is not empty, so it must be destroyed so the spirit and his or her living relatives can move on. But why is the body destroyed through consumption? To the Wari, burial is not an option because they believe the world is cold and polluting. Eating is associated with happy times and social interactions involving food and drink. When the in-laws of a departed individual consume them, it veers the funeral off the focus of death and destruction and places the funeral's eyes on the power and flow of essence. Not only this, but the Wari believed endocannibalism helped deliver the souls beyond earth and transferred his or her knowledge to the living. But how exactly was this ritual conducted? After someone died, his or her body was placed onto a rack to encourage decomposition. Once reaching a state described as juicy, the body was trimmed at the shoulders and stuffed into a large jar. It was then stored in the kitchen to ferment. Once fermentation ended, the liquids and solid remains were separated. The solids were burned and thus eaten. This process is sometimes seen as consuming grief, and the Wari people believe the act is one of compassion and love. There is evidence that the Wari people have engaged in this practice as recently as 1960. It is highly probable that they are still practicing it today. There are also many other tribes around the world that practice endocannibalism today in Africa, South America, and beyond. So, what do you think about this spooky sepulture?